Hey Music Club, welcome back to our last week. I can't believe it's already the last week of Music Club. You all have been amazing. This club has been so much fun, and I really hope that you all are having fun and, I don't know, just thinking about music, playing music, learning some new things. But it's been an amazing group, and I just want to thank all of you. So for this week, we are going to be talking about a chorus and kind of using that bullseye that we used from last week and building it into a chorus. So I'm going to share my screen. And let's see here. Okay, so we have our bullseye from last week. And in this bullseye, we have happiness. Happiness is our theme of the song. This is what the song is going to be about. And in that first circle, we have family, nature, animals, and friendship. And for our chorus, we're going to focus just on the center of the circle, which is happiness, and then that next circle, which I just talked about, family, nature, animals, friendship. And I'm going to add music in there, which I forgot to type in. So that's going to be what our chorus is about. And as we get to be more specific, it's in the outer edges of the circles, in these circles, it's going to be more about what the verse is going to be about. Because remember, the chorus is more general, whereas the verses are a little bit more specific and kind of tell the story for the chorus. So I'm going to pull up my chorus tips, which I wrote for you all. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we have our chorus tips. And remember, the chorus is the catchiest part of the song. It's going to be more general than specific, meaning when we look at our bullseye, the general part is that big center part, and for ours it's happiness, and then the next one would be the next most general, and then as it gets more specific as it goes out along the bullseye. So our chorus is going to be more general than specific. It's going to be about the theme or the main idea of the song, repetition, and it's the part we all know. So when you listen to a song that you really like that has a chorus, the chorus is the part that you're going to know, that you're going to be able to sing along with because you've heard it so many times. Okay, so I wrote down just some general things from our bullseye, and the song theme is happiness. So remember, in the middle of that bullseye, happiness, and then words in the first circle of the bullseye, which is the next one out from happiness, are family, nature, animals, friendship, and music. So I went ahead and created just a pretty basic and easy chorus. It did take me a little bit of time because, you know, you have to think about it and kind of craft it together. So what was my chorus that I made? I said, happiness is when we're all together, singing to the stars above. Happiness is when we're all together, surrounded by the ones we love. So if you look at that, can you see any general kind of structure or theme? The first thing that popped out to me was an A-B rhyme scheme. So we recognize that by the first line matches with the third line, and together and together rhyme. Well, they're the same words, so they rhyme. And then above and love rhyme. So that would be our B line. So happiness is when we're all together, singing to the stars above. Happiness is when we're all together, surrounded by the ones we love. So how did I come up with this chorus? The way I did it was by each line, I took one or two of the words and kind of wrote about them. So our first line, happiness is when we're all together. When I thought of family and friendship, I just thought about being together. And then our general theme is happiness, so I put that together and I said, happiness is when we're all together. And then the next line, singing to the stars above. That kind of tied in music and nature together. And then our last line, because our third line is the same as the first, happiness is when we're all together. Our last line, surrounded by the ones we love, I also took from kind of that family, friendship, animals, just being around the ones we love and what makes us happy. So again, happiness is the theme of the song. That's how we came up with the chorus and what it's about. But then we still were able to use general ideas such as family and friendship and put it together. And next, we're going to talk about how to create a melody for this chorus and then hopefully for the choruses that you come up with. Okay, so we're going to create a melody for the song or the chorus that we just wrote. And an easy way to do this is to use your ukulele, or I have my guitar here, and Unfortunately, I broke a string to the ukulele before this video, so I'm going to be using my guitar, but I'm going to be playing the same chords that you've already learned on the ukulele. And the only difference between the way I'm playing it and the way that you're playing it is it's just different instruments. So when I play a G chord, it's going to sound like the G chord that you play on your ukulele, but a little bit different because you're playing it on a ukulele. And then when I play a C chord, it's going to be a C chord on your ukulele as well. And then an F chord, it's going to be the same, and then a D. So really the only difference is that I'm playing just a different instrument. So it's going to sound a little bit different, but it's going to have the same melody in the same way. So those are the 4 chords that you have learned on your ukulele, and I'm going to just play those on guitar. So I decided to play and come up with mine by doing a G chord, an F chord, a C chord, and then a D. And then it goes back to the G chord. Okay, so those are the chords that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to strum them, and then we can start maybe humming or trying to come up with a melody for the chorus that we just wrote, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to play the chords a few times through, and then I'll pull up the song, and we can see if we can hum something. I'm not going to sing because I'm just not a singer, but hopefully as a group we can sing something together. Okay, let's try it. So I'm just going to play the chords, and then I'll pull up the song, and we can see if we can hear a melody within that song. All right, so. Okay, so that's going to be our chords. So G, F, C, and D. And then it goes back to the G and loops all the way through. So I'm going to share my screen and see if we can pull up our lyrics for the chorus. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. And again, I'm going to play the chords one time through, and then I'm just going to start humming and see if I can make the words fit into the song and then create a melody, and that's how we create the melody. So G, F, C, and then now we can start thinking of how we want to do it. So I'm going to whistle and see if we can create a melody. So hopefully you were able to kind of hear that, but what I was doing was just kind of whistling and trying to come up with my own melody to make the words fit in with the way I was playing. And I was kind of playing it over and over again, so hopefully you were able to do it. And what's really neat about this way of coming up with a melody is not only when you're playing your music, could you be playing faster or slower, but you could come up with your own different melody. What I came up with could be totally different than what you heard or what you came up with. So a really, really, really awesome way to come up with the melody for your chorus and begin singing is to write the chorus or the lyrics down and then use whatever instrument that you're playing and just practice the chords that you already know and then singing the songs to those chords. It can sound different every time, but hopefully you'll be able to come up with a basic melody. And I hope this is just a really, kind of general and easy way for you to learn, but if there's different ways that work better, some people like to write the words down, the lyrics, and then they don't need any instruments. They can just sing it and hear it. But for me, I needed to hear the chords, and I needed to be able to kind of put it all together in one. So again, I used a G chord, an F chord, a D, or a C chord, I'm sorry, a C chord, and then a D chord. So G, F, Cool. All right. Well, so for the activity this week, we are going to come up with a chorus the same way that I came up with my chorus. And so to do that, we're going to use these chorus tips. We want it to be the catchiest part of the song. We want it to be more general than specific. It's going to be the theme or the main idea of the song. It's going to have repetition. It's going to be the part we all know. And then the song theme is happiness, or whatever theme you came up with in your bullseye. So I came up with happiness. So you're going to write your song theme down, and then you're going to write the words in the first circle of the bullseye. So that's just whatever's in the very center, that next circle out. And mine was family, nature, animals, friendship, and music. And then from there, you're going to create a chorus. And the best way that I found to do it is just to do 4 lines. If you write any more, that's awesome, and feel free to try and experiment with different things. But 4 lines is just kind of an easy start, and that's what I found was to be best. And put as much repetition as you can in it. If you want to have some rhyme in it, that's awesome, but it's not necessary. And just have fun. That's the most important part. And hopefully this week when we have our live session, we can sit down and write a course together. So I look forward to seeing everybody, and have a great week. Bye, everyone.